Let's go. Right
Some
now,
bloopers.
we're going. Welcome to the Legacy Syndicate podcast. My name is Mark Casera. I'm here with my business partner,
Jesse Moon, and we're hailing to you from Dallas, Texas.
Texas.
Mark, so we ended last podcast. This is episode number 11, right?
This is 11.
Number 11, man. Time
Yeah.
is flying by, just like this year. So we ended the last episode with talking about artificial intelligence. So I want to make sure that we give you guys what we promised you. So we're going to talk a little bit about how AI is impacting the world today, because
There's some wild things happening right now.
from one thing that I know is a lot of jobs are about to be replaced
Yes,
due to artificial intelligence.
absolutely. Yeah, all of the big tech companies right now are coming out with it's a race. It's a race to see who can come out with the best version of AI chat bots.
Insane.
It's chat. So right now they're focusing on chat bots, but we know before chat bots came onto play, before Chat GPT and Bard and Bing, that they were doing. There was a website called Dolly, and
Yep.
Dolly was using AI to generate images based on the text inputs that you put in there. So that was months ago. People were playing with that. There's Discord channels where you can type in a prompt and it will come out with anything that your mind can conceive. It will come out with. It's actually pretty wild. Pretty wild. So you can say, put Jesse Moon sitting on a cow on top of the moon, and it'll spit an image of you sitting on a cow on the top of the moon.
You know, I saw one that says it was the Mona Lisa, right?
Yeah.
And it had the AI. It said draw the Mona Lisa, recreate the drawing of the Mona Lisa. This AI drew the Mona Lisa, but as it zoomed out, it drew the drawer drawing the Mona Lisa.
That's sick,
I said,
man. That's
and
sick.
and the thing is my kids, they're animators, they're graphic designers, they're drawers. I said, y'all might need to find a new career,
Yeah.
like, because you're going to be replaced.
Seriously. So there's you actually sent me a list of the top, what is it? The top 20
The
jobs
top 20
that are going to be
jobs that's gonna be
replaced. So
replaced in
let me
2023.
bring that up right now. The top 20 jobs that are going to be replaced in 2023. We're not even talking 2025, 26, 27. We're
This
talking
year.
this freaking year, bro. Can you imagine that? All right, so check it out. We got data entry clerk, and the human trait that's going to be replaced is speed and accuracy. Because you can literally type a prompt into ChatGPT right this second, and within seconds, not even a second, milliseconds, it will give you a whole entire paragraph.
They're writing books within minutes.
They are doing that. As a matter of fact, I think the fastest output right now is Google's Bard. I tested it out a little bit. I put some prompts in ChatGPT and Bing and Bard is instantaneously, a whole paragraph will come. It's not even like it's typing it. It's like the minute you think about it, boom, it just has a paragraph. So it's way beyond human imagination and whatever humans can conceive. All right. So number 2, we got customer service representative, proofreaders, paralegals. Why paralegals? Research and organization. So anything that has to do with researchability, mathematics, language arts, proficiency is going to be completely squashed. So we got translator, copywriter, market research analysis, social media manager. I have friends that have made multiple 6 figures managing social media for other companies.
Sure.
They're saying within the next year, AI is going to be able to do all of your social media.
Well, think about it. You already use AI
I do myself.
applications
I do myself.
that replace 3 or 4 of those jobs.
Correct. And at one point I was hiring an agency to spit out social media posts for me. It was like $500, $600 a month. Now I pay a dang website $30 a month, and it takes one piece of content and it spits it out across about 7 different website or social media platforms. So we got telemarketer, appointment scheduler. Now they have chat bots that you can go in. A human doesn't even have to be involved in you setting up an appointment with a potential client. And we use some of that right now in the roll call digital software that we use. We have a chat feature where you can put in one prompt. Let's say you say, type in the word freedom. Well, a client types in the word freedom. From that point on, they'll have a natural conversation with a bot, not even with us.
Correct.
The bot can figure out a time and day that they're able to meet with you. That's pretty wild, man. 3 years ago, that was like a dream in somebody's head.
Thought about it.
So we got telemarketer, virtual assistant, telereceptionist, news reporter. That's interesting.
News reporter.
And the reason they're saying that is because of fact finding and writing. Now think about this. Think about all the fact checkers on social media. Right now, they're literally people searching and verifying information. but within a matter of 6 to 12 months, it could just be an AI bot just
But
verifying
think about
info.
the news today. The news sources. They don't even have to be accurate today. They're just trying to be first today. They would rather report the news even if it's inaccurate instead of facts, inaccurate, and they'd rather ask for forgiveness later. AI will be able to authenticate.
Yeah.
That's actually factual data.
Right. That's going to put mainstream media out of a business, man. That could be a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a little scary too, because it's like these bots, like if we really want to go down a rabbit hole, these bots, where's their moral compass, right?
There's
that
not.
gets a little crazy.
So like our government, they try to protect the citizens from widespread panic. So they kind of sugarcoat stuff so it doesn't seem as
manipulate
bad.
information,
Correct.
change
and
it,
these
twist
bots
it.
aren't going to know that because there's no emotions attached to it.
So that's going to be interesting. Let me finish up this list. We have news reporters, travel agents, tutors, teachers, technical support analysis, email marketer, content moderator, and then recruiter.
Recruiter.
Now, I used to be a recruiter for how many years in the military?
12 years in the military.
12 years in the military.
Then I was an executive senior software recruiter for cybersecurity when I got out of the military for a couple months.
Now, in your experience, do you think a bot can do
absolutely
what you did?
Absolutely, because all day I would be spending all day scanning through resumes, searching for keywords, doing the Boolean search through LinkedIn.
Interesting.
I would type in certain keywords and it would scan all because LinkedIn's like a CV format.
Yeah.
A bot can do all of that.
Interesting.
And instead of 1,000 targeted, job applicants.
Right.
The bot scans through it. Here's 5 solid job applicants
within a matter of seconds. Wow.
So you're not wasting a lot of time.
That's wild. That's truly amazing. So this was a truly eye-opening piece of content that you send me. But man, the speed at which this is all developing, is a little scary.
People aren't prepared.
Do you know that Elon Musk, all the billionaires, Elon Musk, what's the other guy? Microsoft guy.
Bill Gates?
Bill Gates, yeah. I was going to say it's a whole different name. Bill Gates, they all put billions of dollars into this AI research, right? But Elon Musk just came out and said, he literally did, you could check his tweet out. He said, let's put the brakes on this for a while. He said, literally, let's take a break from developing AI because it's starting to get out of control. Mm-hmm. He's freaking out. He's fearful for society at this point because of the rate of speed that AI is developing.
Correct.
There's one news article, one guy said, and they call him the father of AI. I don't really know what that means, but he said there is a high likelihood of AIs taking over. And what do you remember what it said? Something about humanity, right? Destroying humanity or bringing humanity to his knees or something like that.
Correct. I saw the one where it was talking about each person is going to have their own individual robot that does things. I was like, we've seen this in movies before, man.
Insane.
And that's why I love movies, because if somebody can think it, it can actually come true.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they have the proper funding and support behind a thought, and that's why to segue into a financial thing, I just did an educational wealth workshop at a local high school. It was a magnet high school preparatory academy here in the DFW area, Dallas-Fort Worth. And an article came out about how the ESG movement is going to be it's gonna impact teachers. It's gonna impact public pensions.
Yeah.
Because now, since Biden vetoed his very first bill, now these people are going to be using the public pensions to fund their endeavors on the clean energy, environmental, and resources. Yeah. And they have no control over it.
That's wild.
So it's what's taking place in America right now in the economy is very scary.
Yeah.
But we have to prepare, control what we can control. Don't panic, don't overreact, but definitely get educated.
Yeah. And
we're going to bring you the education. We're going to bring you the information, but you have to execute, my friends.
Yeah. And the good thing is you can actually use AI to do a lot of research, right? So there's two ways you can look at it. You can either think that AI is going to create a lot of lazy people, which it probably will, but you can also use it as a research tool, and you can develop higher skills within your career to be a better researcher, a better student of your business. And so that's what we're doing a lot. You can use AI and say, hey, give me the top articles on what's going on in the economy right now. What is, and ask very specific questions. And it'll pop out everything you need to know within seconds.
Absolutely. So let me ask you guys a question. Are you guys business owners? Are you guys employees? And maybe you're in a job where you're fearful that artificial intelligence may take over that and you want to learn how to position yourself. Or maybe you just want to learn how to use AI in your current endeavor, your current business, and how you can scale it and grow it. Now, Mark, it's because I know we've been working on a course for AI, and it's going to launch probably the third week of next month.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat in the comment section. Would you be interested in sitting on maybe an hour course with us to learn how you can leverage artificial intelligence in your business to scale and grow your business?
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
friends, let us know.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. It's going to be real good stuff. What else is going on in the economy right now that that is causing a little bit of eyebrows to raise?
What's not going on?
There's a lot, man. There's a lot. I mean, you sent me a whole bunch of articles, but one of the things that just came out was Trump was indicted. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about that.
He was indicted. He was indicted today on felony charges.
He's the next president.
Do you really think that that's going to lock it in?
I think that.
It's going to lock it in?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But he was indicted on felony charges.
Yep.
Now, whether an arrest takes place, I don't know how that, I don't know the answer to that.
But he was Trump, indicted. He's the next president.
Yeah. But couldn't it cause a little bit of like if you have a felony, can you still become a president? I don't know the rules about that.
You really think they'll actually convict him on a felony?
I don't know.
They haven't convicted Hillary.
Yeah. It's
Joe
true.
Biden.
It's true.
His
Hunter.
son, Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah.
They haven't convicted all those people that literally came out and said that they visited Epstein Island.
Yeah. It's wild, man. It's wild.
Donald Trump, whether you like him, whether you love him, whether you freaking hate him, he's the only president that every single day of his presidency, they were trying to do what? They were trying to kick him out.
Destroy him.
Trying to destroy him.
And
he held his composure.
Yeah.
And everything that he said was going to happen is happening right now. Literally everything that he said.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, whether you like him, whether you hate him, whether you don't, listen, one thing I know about Donald Trump is he loved the country.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a video of him and Oprah Winfrey. Oprah said, this is back in the 80s. Would you ever run for president? He said, if America needed me to, I would.
Yeah.
But I would never choose to if America needed me. He loved his country, guys, and he knows how to make money.
Yeah.
So I like making money too. I like keeping my money.
Absolutely.
And right now, with everything that's taking place in America, in the global economy, we're not keeping our money.
No.
So we got to learn to keep it. We got to learn to make more of it. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But
what's happening with the dollar right now?
It's weak.
Man.
It's weak. It's you got these backdoor scenarios where you got. I heard India was in conversation with China about switching to a new currency, a partnership.
Brazil just did it today.
Russia
made the agreement. Russia made the agreement. You have India about to detach from the dollar, and Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. That's huge, man.
That's crazy.
That's huge. And India has good relations with the U.S.
Right.
So it's man.
The days of the U.S. dollar being the the world currency could be over.
Well, what just happened in America with these banks? I know it doesn't seem so big, but the banks just lost, since COVID happened, over $600 billion worth of deposits. Over
That's
600.
crazy.
I got an article up right here that says U.S. banks deposit declined by most in nearly a year. It said this was just the March 24, 2023, this week. Deposits declined more than $98 billion in week ended March 15th. The decline is entirely due to a slump at smaller banks.
Wow.
People were scared.
Yeah.
People, as we've been talking, fear, uncertainty, doubt, they don't know what's going on. And we've been taught to go to school and get a job and open up a bank account.
Yeah.
Put all your money in the bank.
That's what everybody's taught.
Yep, that's what we're taught. So now even my wife, she's like, is our money safe in the bank? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. We're all in this is uncharted waters for a lot of people.
This whole time in the economy right now is uncharted territory.
Correct.
We've never been at this place right now where we're at right now We've never ever been here in history. It's never been here with the supply issues, the war in Ukraine, the everything that's going on with China and sanctions, and then the economy. We've never. It's like the perfect storm, and we talk about it all the time. Our coach, our mentor, Patrick Bet-David, he talks about it all the time too.
Sure.
That right now there's a perfect storm brewing. Jamie Dimon says there's a perfect storm brewing out in the
Absolutely.
distance. Something that we have never experienced in the last 100 years, and it's right at our doorstep.
But you know, Mark, one thing I'll tell everybody is instead of panicking, go opposite. Do an exact 180 and go out there and build something of significance. That's how our company that Patrick Bet-David founded.
Yeah.
Instead of panicking in 2008, 2009, like everybody else in the rest of the country, he created a company and said, we're going to educate middle-class America on how money works, on how money grows. We're going to make sure they understand the rules of the money game. And this isn't going to happen again.
Yeah.
So like I said, we can bring the information, we can bring the knowledge, but everybody else has to execute. And instead of doing the same thing that they've been doing all these years, is putting their money in the bank, putting their money in the stock market, and being susceptible to these risk and loss with these people that they don't even know is playing checkers and chess with their money.
Yeah.
It's time to take back control. And I'll tell you that we're in the financial industry. You know, outside of this podcast, we're in the financial industry. We're specifically in the life insurance and retirement planning industry. So the bank says that we're FDIC insured. Therefore, you should trust the bank.
Sure.
So I'm going to look up real quick, and I'm going to show everybody how much trust you should have in FDIC insurance.
It's a good acronym. People, you know, they've learned to love and trust it, but do they really know what it's about? I know there's an article that just came out. FDIC considers forcing big banks to pay upwards near of $23 billion after actually no, what was it? They want to have banks pay into a fund so that they can pay out after their $23 billion payout, basically, to the banks. Yeah. There's a lot of information out there. With this SVP debacle and everything that's happening with these multiple banks going underwater,
Absolutely.
You know, people are freaking out right now. But what does FDIC really mean? What does it really mean?
It's insurance on your money up to a certain amount, and anything 250,000, and anything over the 250,000, you're pretty much up the paddle without a creek.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Up the creek without a paddle.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll tell you that we have to get very clear on where we're putting our money, because we've been lied to, and all the traditional financial strategies, they're misleading, guys. Okay. And it says right here that this is an article. It says, surely you say that the federal government is going to keep its promises, at least on insured deposits. Yes, the federal government via the FDIC insured deposits is in most institutions up to 250,000. But there is a problem with this insurance, Mark. The FDIC currently has far less money in its fund than it has insured deposits. As of September 1st, about 41 billion in reserves against 6 trillion in insured deposits. There are over 9 trillion on deposits at U.S. banks. By the way, so more than 3 trillion in deposits is completely uninsured.
Wow. 3 trillion.
3 trillion is uninsured.
Which means they don't have enough money to pay out the people that have that money.
And that's causing panics to set in.
Yeah. And that's why there's a run on banks, but it's not a run like a middle-class America run. It's more of an investor run. Because they want a place to hold their money, right? And I'm looking right here at this article, and we'll pop this article up. The M2 money supply. It says that the U.S. money supply is falling at it says U.S. money supply falling at fastest rate since 1930s. Wow.
And we know what happened in 1929.
Yeah. That's the Great Depression.
Right. And I'm looking at this M2 money supply. It says fell non-seasonally adjusted 2.2%, 21 trillion in February from the same period a year earlier.
Wow.
The M2 money supply, $21 trillion.
Now that's like deposits? That's like what we have in reserve?
Correct. It's U.S. central banks. And they're saying that, the Feds continue to increase the flexible interest rate. They're saying the Fed should be cutting the interest rate because this is happening right now.
Interesting.
It's a downward spiral.
You mean even with all of the stimulus that they printed out, over the last 3 years. We're still falling short of what we need to have in reserve.
Correct.
All those trillions and trillions of dollars that they printed out.
Correct.
Where is all that money?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. I got a couple thousand underneath my mattress.
Well, they printed it out because they know they didn't
Yeah.
teach us financial education in
Yeah.
our school system. So they said, we're going to give them $600 stimulus. We're going to give them a $1,200 stimulus. We're going to give them, what, $250 per kid. They're not going to save that money. They're not going to grow and compound that money and multiply it.
Yeah.
They're going to go out and inject it right back into the community, go buy those big screen TVs. They're going to go buy those automobiles. They're going to go buy things that they don't need with money that they don't really have. And this is, and they say, hey, it's free money.
Yeah.
Well, now you're paying for it because now inflation is at what? What's the current inflation?
6% right now.
No, it's higher than 6%.
6% as of February.
So inflation went down?
Yeah. Yep.
So it went from 6.4%.
Yeah, inflation
At 6%. So
6%
you're absolutely
right now.
right. So
Yep.
6%. And people aren't, so quantitative easing is when they were injecting money. They print out what, $5-6 trillion?
Yes.
Since COVID, they injected it into the market, and now they're doing something called quantitative tightening. They don't want you to spend your money, so they're increasing the interest rate so you won't spend your money. They're laying people off. They're raising the unemployment from 3% up to 10%. So now people aren't even going to have money to spend, and this is going to bring the inflation back down to 2%.
Yeah. But we know it's not really.
They're doing this on purpose.
But we know that that's what they're hoping for, but it's not really going to happen.
Correct. Well,
Yeah.
no. Jerome Powell said we know that we're going to have to crash the market.
Yeah.
Because if they don't crash the market temporarily, then this is going to be a downward spiral out of control, and America is no longer a superpower.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. There's an article that came out from Jeremy, well, it's actually from Insider, but it's about Jeremy Grantham.
Mm-hmm.
And he warns, headline says, he warns that the everything bubble is bursting.
Yep.
What does that mean when he says everything bubble?
Everything bubble. You got crypto,
Mm-hmm.
you got banks, you got real estate, you got automobile, you got tech. This the everything bubble.
Stock
So
market.
you think about the .com bubble. What
Yeah.
was that? That was the tech industry.
Tech, yeah.
So 2008 was the real estate industry.
Right.
I guess you can say briefly 2017, 2018, that's when crypto went from 19 to 3, went back up to 69, back down
Yeah.
to 15. But now it's everything crashing at the same time. So bubbles
Everything.
burst.
He says the everything bubble is about to burst. The S&P 500 could nosedive 50%. People were hoping and
outta
praying.
here.
People are hoping and praying. that-
50%.
Yeah, that's what he says. And a recession is for certainly locked in. Here are, and then he gives a whole bunch of quotes from him. But Jeremy Grantham, he has forecasted crashes in the past, and he's been dead on. He's a big wealth advisor. So
Correct.
he's the GMO co-founder, and he's predicted these market declines for years and years and years, and
Mhm.
he's been spot on every time. Now, obviously, we don't have a crystal ball. Everybody could be wrong, but this guy's been around the bend quite a bit, so I think he knows what he's
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, that's why Biden was about a month or two ago, he was really fighting the stock buybacks, insider trading,
Right.
stock buybacks and what a company would do. And that was happening a lot before 2008, where these companies will buy billion upon billions of their own stock and pumping up the stock, and then they sell off, and then you and I, we were the primary losers. They were
Yeah.
the benefactors of it. So they made it illegal, but 2012 they made it legal again, where stock buybacks are now legal. However, they put some restrictions on it.
Sure,
A company can't buy more than $1 million per day of their own stock.
per
I'm
day.
like, come on, right? So
Right.
it's a lot of stuff is taking place, guys. But I'll tell you, the banks. Listen, your money. When you stick your money in a bank, my friends, it doesn't go into this magical vault with your name on it or an envelope with your name on it, waiting on you to come get your money out. What's taking place is something called fractional reserve banking and financial velocity. So when you go deposit $1,000 into the bank, within microseconds, they're loaning out $10,000. Okay. And what I mean by loaning out is they're creating financial velocity. How many times can we get this $10,000 to work simultaneously for us at the same time? So they loan it out in the form of credit cards and auto loans and mortgages, and they're making between 1,100 and 1,400%. But what's really taking place is they're giving us the breadcrumbs, putting our money in motion, leveraging it, and they're making bank.
Yeah.
Why aren't the banks putting their money in certificate of deposits? Why aren't the banks putting their money in money market accounts?
No. They're putting it in BOLI, baby. BOLI.
Bank-owned life insurance. But check this out. The other 50% of their hard-earned money, where are they putting that, Mark?
I don't know. Where are they putting it?
They're putting it in life insurance.
Yeah.
Cash value life
BOLI.
insurance.
Bank-owned life
They're
insurance.
making 6 to 10% interest, giving you, once again, the breadcrumbs, 0.03% to 0.06%. So we educate people how to become their own bank using the 3 banking principles, which is cash flow, leverage, and velocity in their own daily life.
Yeah.
We're challenging the status quo, my friends. But check this out. This gets me pissed off, guys, because
You gonna get red-faced?
I might. It might match my shirt because we're the victims here, guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to play the victim, but we're the victims because we're forced to go to school. They teach us a curriculum that teaches us how to think, feel, and act towards certain things that they didn't educate us on. So we've been taught to anything that challenges what they taught us in our school system, we call it a scam.
Yeah.
But scam stands for what? Still confused about money. They didn't teach us money in school. So now we're 20, 30, 40 years old, maybe 50, 60 years old. We're learning the rules of the money game, but everybody's still calling it a scam. Because we're not telling you stick your money in the bank. We're not telling you stick all your money in the stock market or the shoebox. We're telling you to place your money in life insurance, guys. It's challenging the status quo. But let me tell you something about life insurance. If you trust the banks because it's FDIC insured, life insurance has 3 protective measures in place. If an apocalypse, Mark, were to take place today, life insurance will be the last to go.
Well, that's a good question because a lot of my clients ask the same question. What happens if the dollar crashes? What happens if the economy crashes?
Well, the first thing that they have in place is called reserves.
Yeah.
So if the life insurance company insures you $200,000 death benefit, that life insurance company has to have reserves in place to pay out that death benefit tomorrow if you were to pass
Got it.
away.
So different than fractional reserve. There is no
Correct.
fractional reserve.
There is no fractional reserve.
It's not a fractional system. Got it.
Correct. So the second measure is
I
called...
had a client actually ask me that today. Do the life insurance take my money and lend it out 19 different ways just like the banks do? And I said, that's funny you said that. No, they actually don't.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's why you never lose in life
Correct.
insurance, right?
Yeah.
So the second protective measures at life insurance is something called reinsurance.
Got it.
Now, reinsurance is where the group, let's say a group of pretty much what's taking place at the bank right now.
Okay. Where the 30 banks are getting together.
First Citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the 30 banks got together to purchase of the debt.
Kind of like a bailout.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like an internal bailout without having to seek the government. That's what reinsurance is. So a larger company will go swallow up a younger company. Same thing happened with what is it? Chase bought up in 2008 Washington Mutual.
Right.
So ate up that.
Yeah.
And then the third one is something called the state conglomerate. This is where groups of state organizations would get together, and they would pretty much soften the blow, and they would also eat that up. So reinsurance is companies within the insurance industry would eat up those policies and start managing those policies. The state conglomerate is big corporations that would actually go and eat up. So there's 3 more levels of protection that there would never be a run on the insurance company, because in order for there to be a
run, how could there be a run on
a lot
insurance?
of people would have to die at the same time.
Listen. There could be run on banks, but I don't think there could ever be run on life insurance unless everybody dies at the same time, right?
I don't know. I mean, over 200,000 people have died in Russia in the Russian-Ukrainian war. Think about that. 200,000 people have already passed away.
That's more than
only 7,000 people have died in Iraq and Afghanistan.
That's wild, man.
And we've been at war for 13 years. Since 2003.
Yeah.
Almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Less than 8,000 soldiers, U.S. soldiers, have died overseas.
And 200,000.
200,000 within a matter of months.
That's crazy.
That would be a run on life insurance.
That'd be a run on life insurance.
It's insane, man. So if you're looking for ways to protect your income to protect your retirement from further market losses, guys, go ahead and go get educated on the true value of life insurance. It's not about death, guys. It would be called death insurance. Death insurance is called final expense and burial coverage. Life insurance is for the living. It's for you to keep your money in motion for you, not for somebody else.
Yeah.
So
guys, just a little bit of a caveat there. If you want to keep your money protected, for those who use Androids, I'm sorry to tell you, but there's an exploit out that you need to be aware of. Billions of Android phone owners are warned over a bank wipeout because of a banking app.
I'm an Android user, Mark.
I know you are, and I'm sorry about that. You need to come over to the light side.
That'll never happen.
You've been over to the dark side way too long,
happen.
brother. You need to come over. Listen, I got an iMac right here. I got an iPad, iPhone. It just work perfectly together, man. And there's no viruses. Come on.
Well,
Listen,
okay.
let me finish.
You want to do that battle? We can do that battle.
Let me finish this. So cyber criminals are targeting your bank apps with the latest malware. Hackers have gained access to 450 different types of financial and banking apps to steal sensitive data with the new Nexus Android banking Trojan.
Stop going to Pornhub.
Nexus Android banking Trojan. Is that why you said that? Because of Trojan? The malware was first recorded in a new report from cybersecurity firm Clefty. In computing, well, anyway, they talk about what a Trojan is and all that different stuff. It's not a condom; it's actually a virus.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So anyway, once granted access to your device, cyber criminals or hackers can drain or steal your money from your account by performing overlay attacks, which means a fake version of the app is layered over on top of the actual app. So you're actually pressing a fake app instead of the real app. So we'll leave a little bit more information in the description of this YouTube video and the podcast where you can get a little more information and protect your stuff. Just make sure you're downloading apps that you don't know or that you haven't used in a long time. Get them off your phone. You can even download a virus checker, a virus scanner on your Androids. That's one good thing about Androids is you can download a virus scanner. So scan your phone. Make sure you have two-factor authentication on all of your devices. That's the safest way to do it. And reach out to us. Let us know if you have any questions about that. What else we got going on before we wrap this episode up? Episode 11.
That's it, man. So I saw an article where it said that Apple users will spend over $80,000 just on upgrades to their Apple devices.
Hey, listen,
throughout their lifetime.
You got to pay to play, baby. You got to pay.
But if you're a business owner, that's a tax
you get what
deduction.
you pay for.
That's a tax deduction if you're a business owner.
Yes.
So
true.
Good stuff. Mark.
True. I write my whole bill off as a tax write-off.
What else do you think you can write off?
I mean, I write off a portion of my home, right? So my office,
up to 500 square feet.
Yeah, 500 square feet. That's about the size of my office. A percentage of my utility bill, heating, AC. That percentage of that could be written off. It's based on the square footage.
70%.
Yeah, based on square footage. Any mileage that I put on my car going to and from work, I write off.
Do you drive that car to work?
Drive the car to work.
Is it over 50% of the time?
Yeah, heck
you
yeah.
can write it off up to 70%.
Up to 70%.
And then you put your car on Turo too.
Put it on Turo
when you're not driving.
Correct. Yeah.
That's a business in itself.
That's a double.
So you might have 100% write off on that car.
True. Yeah. So
gotcha.
I think next episode, what we'll do is, I think a lot of people want to know about small business. They want to know about some of the tax loopholes that they can use to protect themselves and to benefit and
let me tell you something, guys. Let me close this real quick.
He's closing the iPad.
So
he's gonna get serious for a second.
Hold on, that's not an iPad, Mark.
Oh,
this is called the Zeus, the Asus Zeus.
Asus, okay.
It's like an Asus, no, the Zen book. Okay, and I absolutely love it.
Okay, when he closes the Zen book, that's when you know he gets serious.
Well, I'm always serious, but one thing that I know to be true is we live in America, the land of opportunity, not the land of a job, not the land of hopes, ifs, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't. If you are not making multiple six figures, millions of dollars here in the next 12 to 18 months, what are you doing? What are you doing, guys? Think about this. We do not live in a socialist country, a third world, second world country, or a communist country. We live in the United States of America, the land of opportunity. 86% of millionaires in America are self-made. But 83% of those 86%, they weren't born here. They're immigrants. So they were on the outside of the picture frame looking in, and they said, what I wouldn't give to get to the land of opportunity. So listen here. As an employee, you're paying 40 to 60% of taxes. 51%, Mark, 51% of all the money they make throughout their life will go to the government in the form of taxes. Stop tipping Uncle Sam. He's not your real uncle. But y'all won't tip the local waiter and bartender $10. But you're tipping him $10, $15, $20, $30,000.
It's true. It's true.
And so what I really want to do is I want to put together a free podcast. We'll talk about it on our podcast.
A free podcast?
A free podcast. It's free, guys. It's free. You just got to click subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified. But a podcast where we do the first segment about taxes and business ownership in America, because I want to teach W-2 employees how to minimize their taxes as well. Yeah. Right? Because right now they're just thinking, oh, my kids and my house. I want to teach them how to.
We can create a little mini course out of that and give it away for free.
Correct. A little mini course. Yep. And then we may do a mastermind after that. Yeah. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Teach you how to not just make money, but keep your money.
Keep your money. Because at the end of the day, it's all about keeping your money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
But guys, if you're not starting a side hustle in the greatest nation in the world, like, I'm going to challenge you. Yeah. Start you a side hustle. Yeah. Put some more money in your family's pocket. Because if you say you want to win and you want to succeed in life and you're serious about becoming the next best version of yourself and leaving a legacy to your family, a 9-to-5 job is not going to do that. You have to start a side hustle, my friends. Take back ownership of your time. Take back ownership of any excuses that you were to make and become the CEO of your life, the chief execution officer of your life. And with that being said, Mark, I think that's a wrap. Yeah.
Book recommendation before we go, Sandy Botkin's
How to Lower Your Taxes.
The first chapter talks about you would be brain dead not to start a home-based business.
That's it.
So with that being said, man, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you too, brother.
Appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. Join the content. What am I talking about? Join the comment section so that we can hear a little bit more about what you want to hear and what you want to talk about. It's the most important thing. Leave us a comment, even if it's just a thumbs up. Even if you hated it, let us know your criticism down below, because that really helps the algorithm get this out to more people.
Just make sure it's constructive.
Constructive criticism. But our last podcast have over 1,000 views on YouTube. People really liked it. So get the conversation going. Share this podcast with as many people as you can. And until the next video, we appreciate your support. And we'll see you in the next episode.
That's it.
All right, man. Take it easy, guys.
God bless.